Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And it's this chick named Yaya. And she gives a very excellent speech on basically everything, the entire sentiment on how people feel. Now, there's been a lot of videos on TikTok that express the concern, the anxiety and angst and depression of what's going on today, but the way she says it, like many other things, it's it fully captures all the ideas and emotional aspects that people are feeling. So we're gonna let this video play, and then we'll get some scripture.
Buying homes. We've been priced out of having kids. Our kids have been priced out of adulthood because most will never be able to leave the financial umbrella of their parents. We've been priced out of certain jobs. I literally can't work here or I'm losing money. We've been priced out of transportation, whether it's a luxury item or just the maintenance of keeping transportation. We've been priced out of education, how much you spend on a degree versus what you get back from it. Not worth it. We have been priced out of our neighborhoods. And now we're being priced out of the holiday season. People literally stood in line for hours to have Thanksgiving dinner at Golden Corral because it was cheaper than buying food and cooking for your family. All the reasons on why you were a productive, tax-paying, law-abiding citizen, we've been priced out of. So if there is no reward for being a good person or doing the right thing, there are going to be more people that are not going to try. We think that the youth is giving up now and they're not thriving. If we continue on this path, they're not going to give a damn. So if you're looking at all these snatch and grabs and thinking, oh, grab my pearls, just wait until you've seen the results of removing books from schools. You think we're being priced out of Black Friday, but we're actually being priced out of civility, because those sales, those new trinkets, those new items, those wants, those upgrades were the things that people thrived for and held on to on why they got up and went to work and did the things that they did. And if all of it's being taken away, you are now pricing us out of sanity and civility. We are living in a society that is creating savages because there's no reason to do right. And the only way I can get anything is if I take it. You're either going to eat or be eaten. And it's starting with this holiday season in 2023. You've priced people out of holiday joy. This is not going to end well. We have been...
Well, as far as being priced out of holiday joy, I'm all down with that, because our people really shouldn't be celebrating that madness anyway. But like I said, this chick said a mouthful, and we're going to get. I believe it's in Proverbs, where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29:18. And it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. And we're living in a time, as this lady said, basically folks are getting priced out of the so-called American dream. They're being priced out of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They're being priced out of survival. They're being priced out of anything that can remotely inspire them to want to live life and be a better human being. And she said, this is why people are the way they are. That's just why they're becoming savages, is because they have no hope. And the reason why they have no hope is because, according to Job 9:24, okay, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? We have the wicked ruling, and he's covering up the true righteous nature on how the world should be. Because if this world was ruled in righteousness, okay, everybody would have a chance to actually pursue the so-called American dream, or just be able to pursue the fullness of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But see, when you have the wicked ruling, as the scripture says, when we're going to go back to Proverbs, all right, when it tells you that 29:2, I just had to go back up. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this woman is mourning, and she represents a mass majority of people here in the United States. Not only in the United States, but across the entire world. Everybody is being priced out of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everybody is being hyper inflationed and demoralized into a hellish slavery, which is what they want. You have to remember, Klaus Schwab, head of the Economic Forum, the World Economic Forum, said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Now, go through this list that the woman just said. Folks are being priced out of being an adult because it costs too much to be an adult. You're being cost out of having children because children cost money. You're being cost out of living on your own because it's too expensive, so you'll have to stay with your parents, which is really depressing because you ain't gonna be able, even from a very small carnal perspective, for a guy and a girl living with their parents, you ain't about to get no ass living with your parents. Because it costs money to rent a hotel or a motel. Folks are getting priced out of jobs. It's easier to make more money being unemployed and doing nothing and going to work and getting taxed to death. You can't afford a car. You can't afford a house. And then if you get one, you can't, like she said, you can't afford the maintenance. And now you're getting priced out of luxury items or just things that you would like to do. Vacations, get a new car, buy some new clothes. You're getting priced out of that. You're getting priced out of civility, as she said. This is why these elites and these big tech companies are investing so much money in AI. They're about to get everybody ready for Ready Player One. And if you haven't seen that movie, you need to go watch it. Everybody was linked and connected in a virtual reality world. Whenever people wanted to escape the misery of reality, guess what they did? They went into the virtual reality world. She said it done got so expensive. Folks lined up at Golden Corral because people can't buy turkey or macaroni or dressing stuffing, depending on if you know you're Jake or Edomite. You say it a different way. But yeah, it was cheaper to go to Golden Corral than to have a holiday dinner with your family, which I quite as I said mentioned, or as I mentioned earlier, that's a beautiful thing. Because we don't need to be celebrating no damn Thanksgiving, and we definitely don't need to be celebrating no Krampus in the next what 28 days. She said all this expensive living is culminating to a point where we are having a societal and global collapse of just mankind in general. As she said, it's going to get to a point where you're going to be eat, or you're going to eat, or you're going to get eaten. And we all know that mentality is Darwinism, survival of the fittest. And when it gets that bad, we're going to have 2nd Ezra 15 and 16 going into full effect. Because as she said, if you thought it was bad now, you ain't seen nothing yet, as the old song goes. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. This is the point. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what we are heading into. We are heading into a time, as the scripture speaks of, darkness, gross darkness, great tribulation, because their lives have now gotten to a point, as the woman said, they can't afford anything. They can't afford the basic necessities. They can't afford things that are a little better than the basic necessities. Because you have to remember, the scripture tells us that it's two of them. One says the principal thing and one says the chief thing. I want to say it's the one that talks about the principal thing, and it's in Ecclesiasticus. Principal thing. No, it's the chief thing. I think both of them are in Ecclesiasticus. Yep, Ecclesiasticus 29 and 21. It says, the chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame. But people can't afford that. People can't afford this anymore. The basic necessities are almost like luxury items now. And this is why it said in that 2nd Ezra 15 and 19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. It's going to get real bad out here for many people. And unless you are a man of the Lord, or a woman or a sister that's trying to do the right thing by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey, that Psalm 91 covering ain't going to be on you. As the old saying goes, when people lose it, that's when they lose it. They've been telling you all for years, 2024 is going to be one hell of a year. And you see how 2023 started off and how it's ended. Do you honestly think it's going to get better? As usual, stay on the path of righteousness. Keep praying, keep fasting, keep being charitable. And follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. So with that, I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.